In the days when the Wild West was still wild, and dusty trails stretched from Texas to California, there lived a cowboy named Jack Whisper McCain. They called him Whisper, not because he was quiet. Lord, no, this man could outshout a hurricane. But because his trusty revolver, Whisper of the Wind, fired so smoothly and precisely that its bullet whispered farewell to its target before sending them to eternal slumber. Jack was tall as a prairie pine, with a face scarred by bullets and sun, and mustaches that curled like snakes in a canyon. But his revolver wasn't his greatest treasure. No, sir, that was a chicken. Yes, a plain-looking red hen named Clucky. Jack found her as a chick in a raided settler's wagon, where Apache warriors had left nothing but feathers and memories. From that day on, Clucky became his talisman. She didn't just cluck. This bird was smarter than some sheriffs. Clucky could sniff out water in the desert a mile away, warn of ambushes with her peculiar clucking, and even peck at poker cards in a way that ensured Jack always won. "She's my luck on legs," Jack would say, stroking her feathers under the starry sky. In 1875, when gold fever lured adventurers to the Black Hills, Jack and Clucky saddled up an old Mustang named Thunder and set off. They weren't chasing gold. Jack was tired of the metal's shine that brought only blood. No, he'd heard a legend about the golden egg, an ancient native artifact said to grant eternal luck. And who better to hunt it down than a cowboy with a chicken? Their first stop was a dusty little town called El Paso, where saloons buzzed like beehives and sheriffs changed faster than horseshoes. Jack tied Thunder outside the Red Bull, a saloon where whiskey flowed like a river and fights sparked from a single sideways glance. Inside, the air was thick with cigar smoke and sweat. Jack settled at a table, Clucky perched on his shoulder, pecking at crumbs. "Hey, barkeep!" "Whiskey for me and some corn for my lady," Jack hollered. Laughter roared through the room. "A chicken? Ha! This fella's gone loco in the prairie," guffawed a hulking man named Bill Bull Harris, leader of the local gang. But Jack didn't flinch. He knew laughter was just a mask for fear. When a poker game started, Clucky, as always, lent a wing. She pecked at the cards, and Jack raked in the pot, $500 in gold. Bull Harris roared, "You're cheating, cowboy!" That feathered fiend is the devil's spawn. In that moment, the saloon erupted. Bull reached for his gun, but Jack was quicker. Whisper of the Wind leaped from its holster, and a bullet whispered in Bull's ear. He crumpled like a felled oak. "Nobody insults my Clucky," Jack growled, collecting his winnings. The sheriff burst through the door. "What's going on here?" "Self-defense, Sheriff." "Ask the witnesses." The terrified onlookers nodded. Jack and Clucky galloped out of town under the moonlight, leaving behind whispers of a cowboy with a killer chicken. The trail led them through Dead Man's Canyon, a place where rocks murmured curses and coyotes howled like damned souls. Jack had heard of the Red Ghosts gang, Mexican bandits led by El Diablo, who'd supposedly sold his soul to the devil for deadly aim. They rode all day, the sun scorching like a branding iron. Suddenly, Clucky clucked frantically, pecking Jack's ear. "What's that, girl?" "An ambush?" Jack dove behind a rock just as bullets whistled like wasps. "Gringo! Hand over the gold, and we'll leave you for the coyotes," bellowed El Diablo from the canyon's rim. Jack grinned. "Gold? All I got is feathers and luck," he fired back, Whisper of the Wind dropping 2 bandits, but there were 6 of them. Clucky, that brave soul, fluttered off Jack's shoulder and flew straight at El Diablo. He swung at her, but the hen pecked his eye. The bandit howled, tumbling off the cliff. The others faltered. "That's no chicken, it's a demon." In the chaos, Jack gunned down 3 more and took 2 captive. "Where's the golden egg?" he demanded. One, trembling, whispered, "In the Navajo village, with the shaman. But it's cursed." Jack let them go, taking their horses and supplies. "Good work, Clucky," he said, feeding her grain. They pressed on, the canyon echoing their steps. Next stop was Tombstone, a town where duels were as common as dust, and undertakers got richer than prospectors. The Clanton clan ruled here, rough men who robbed stagecoaches and set ambushes. Jack came for clues about the golden egg, but the town was abuzz. The cowboy with a chicken? That's the one who took down Bull Harris. In the Silver Dollar Saloon, Jack met an old friend, May Red Jones, a dancer with a revolver tucked in her garter. "Jack!" "Been a while. This your new sweetheart?" She laughed, nodding at Clucky. "Better than any woman," Jack replied. They shared a drink, and May whispered, "The Clantons are after you. They say you stole their gold in El Paso." Before Jack could blink, the Clanton brothers, Ike and Billy, stormed in. "You whisper?" "We're calling you out," Ike snarled. Jack stood. Dawn, at the OK Corral. The town held its breath. Jack spent the night in a stable, Clucky asleep on his hat. "If I don't make it, find a new master," he told her. But Clucky clucked, as if to say, "Don't talk nonsense." Dawn came with a gust of wind. The street was empty, dust swirling. Ike and Billy faced Jack, hands on their guns. "Ready, cowboy?" Ike sneered. The duel flashed like lightning. Bullets sang. Jack dodged. Whisper of the Wind spoke. Billy fell. Ike fired, grazing Jack's shoulder, but Clucky saved the day again. She flew from cover, pecking Ike's legs. Distracted, he took Jack's bullet. Sheriff Wyatt Earp, yes, that Wyatt Earp, approached. "Nice shooting, stranger. But get out of town." Jack nodded, bandaging his wound. May handed him a map. The golden eggs with the Navajo in the Grand Canyon. But beware the shaman, he sees the future. The trail to the Grand Canyon was brutal. Rivers roared, cliffs threatened to crumble. Jack and Clucky rode for days, surviving on cactus and rabbits. At last, they found the Navajo village, a circle of teepees under the stars. The shaman, an old man named White Eagle, awaited them. "You seek the egg, white man? It's not for you. It's the spirit of our ancestors." Clucky clucked, and the shaman's eyes widened. "This bird, she speaks with spirits." He told the legend. The golden egg wasn't gold, but a sacred stone that brought peace. A white hunter stole it, cursing the West with war and blood. Suddenly, gunshots rang out. The Red Ghosts gang, survivors from the canyon, attacked. El Diablo, now with an eye patch, roared, "The egg is ours!" The Navajo and Jack fought side by side. Clucky darted about, pecking bandits, sowing chaos. In the climax, Jack faced El Diablo. "This is the end, gringo," the bandit yelled. They circled, revolvers ready. El Diablo's bullet grazed Jack's hat, but Whisper of the Wind didn't miss. The bandit fell. The wounded shaman handed over the egg. "Take it, but use it wisely. Your chicken is a sign. The spirits chose you." The egg was golden, etched with runes, a symbol of peace. With the egg in his pocket, Jack and Clucky reached California, where the ocean whispered of journey's end. They settled on a ranch where Clucky laid eggs, ordinary but delicious. Jack became a legend, the cowboy who tamed the West with a chicken. Sometimes, under the moon, he'd pull out the golden egg and recall, "We did it, Clucky." The Wild West got a little less wild. Clucky clucked in reply, and the wind carried their story across the prairies.